looks good. I think this live stream does work. Welcome, welcome. I got a good question via email. Let me read you the question. It says, someone's just trying to calculate some summary statistics, mean, standard deviation in good old GeoGebra, and struggling. Rather than troubleshoot based on a screenshot like in the email, I'm just going to walk through how I do this in a relaxed way. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start. Let me get my screen to a good place to start. I'm going to start at our class in student view. So it looks just like your internet. Bang! Here I am, hanging out in the internet, and I want to do some summary statistics calculations in good old GeoGebra. See where I'm going? Links? Yeah, the little links right there. This little link, this is the path in our D2L Brightspace links to get to the good, cool, friendly version of GeoGebra. GeoGebra is open source software that's been developed by volunteers for decades, so there's multiple versions out there. You want to be here. D2L Brightspace links, GeoGebra Classic. When you land here, you'll be in this world of GeoGebra Classic. If you see a message like that, just hit delete. I don't need my unsaved changes. That just means I messed with this sometime earlier in the week. Okay, whenever you want to calculate statistics, you need some numbers to do some calculating in the world of GeoGebra Classic. Those live in the spreadsheet. You got to add your values into a spreadsheet. So I'm going to select spreadsheet here from my view or perspective options. Okay, let me peek back at the email I got earlier for a sec just to see. Can I see the numbers they had in their work? No, I cannot. Okay, can I see exactly what they were calculating? No, I cannot. All right, I'm going to make up a very small data set. I'm almost 54 years old. That's my age right there. I have a little kid who I live with, my son. He's 9 years old. His co-parent, my former partner, his mom, she's, 7 years younger than me? So she's 47 years old. More ages. My dad is 93 years old. Still going. My sister is going to turn 56 this year. My nephew is, I think, 31. Yeah, just enough numbers to be able to make a little graph and do some statistics. Of course, you can enter data in here, as many values as you need. Copying and pasting, make sure you're careful if you do that. Okay, once you've got that, to get the statistics calculator going, you tap the data analysis button right there. It's a menu. If you just have one column of numbers for mean and standard deviation calculations, go for one variable analysis. The first option, it's even got a little picture of a histogram, sweet histogram. It'll open up a lovely graph for you. It's always going to be a histogram. And you'll notice that if you want to do a different kind of graph, your graph selections happen on that menu right there. So let's say it's a small data set. What if I just want a dot plot that shows our ages? Look at that. I thought of a few people who are middle-aged, me and my sister, and my former partner, my co-parent. We got one younger person on the data set, my nephew, and then we got my young son and my elderly father. Cool. So what's our average age and what's the standard deviation of our ages? Well, since you're here in the fun, good version of geogebra.org/classic #spreadsheet, the perfect place to be, now you've got this lovely button up here. Notice when I float my mouse over it, it says Show Statistics. Ooh, what a beautiful little button. Show Statistics. I'm tapping it. Dot plot gets a little smaller. I can make it bigger again if I like. And looky over here, let me get a highlighter for the joyful feeling of getting a task done. Pink is a happy color. There's the mean value of those data. Mean age of 48 and a third. There's their standard deviation for the sample of human beings who happen to be people in my family. Slightly more than 28 years standard deviation. If you like your 5 number summary, you got the minimum, the first quartile, the median, calculated, using the median formula. So it's between the two middle ages there among 6 ages. Third quartile and the maximum, and just to double check that you have the correct number of data values at the top. Cool. There it is. Show Statistics, your friend, your best buddy for calculating statistics in geogebra.org/classic #spreadsheet. I hope that helps with the question. And if you want to know a couple more nice things about this little program right here, I'll show you. This is all just extra because I'm here. They didn't ask, but I'm going to show you. There's one other button up at the top that I really like. It's this one. If I want to make a histogram, and I'm trying to figure out how to make it look, or a box plot or other graphs and compare different graphs, that little button right there with two boxes on top of each other, it's not labeled. That's the sin of GeoGebra. But that's the show second plot box. Oh, look, it wants to draw a box plot, but something has gone wrong in the server. Whenever this happens, if you see a blank graph in this world, all you gotta do is go to the selector, pick a different one. There's two dot plots now, and then go back to the one you want. There's a box plot, like that. See that? So I've got a box plot down here. Maybe I want to compare it to, say, I don't know, a histogram. Hey, there you go. And don't forget, if you want to change how the graphs look as far as bin widths and stuff like that, or sorry, if this is still new to you and you're still learning about it, you want to maybe mess with the settings for your graphs. There's these settings buttons. What's available in the settings depends on the graph you're looking at. So, oh, sorry, they're called options. The options in that gear. First one, set classes manually. That can be really handy for histograms. I'll start at age 0. That makes sense. I got a very young son. Go by maybe 10-year age groups, and then hit enter, and you can see it redraws the histogram to the scale that I prefer. And there you go. Now it's an easy to read histogram with nice chosen bin widths. Box plot, the only thing you can do in the options is choose if you want to show the outliers or not. And you can just see by messing with the button, my dad, even though he's elderly, is not an outlier in these data right here. He's just an elderly guy. All right, that's my little answer to your question from email. I hope it's helpful. Have a great one. Farewell.